Hey guys, it's Sunday, May, what do we got here? 25th, and amazingly, it's not raining at the moment. This whole month of May in northeast part of the country, it's like every day's rain. But anyways, yesterday I had planned to take it to a train day in Elmira, New York, and because the rain made it so soggy, I guess, they canceled the event. It'll be on later, sometime this year, probably maybe towards the end of June, I don't know. I'll let you know though when it's coming up. So I thought, what am I gonna do? I got buddies that are at the steam run for the arcade in Endicott. I'm a 2.5 hour drive. I thought about going to a museum north of Syracuse, but you probably heard me say last video, I hurt my leg, and that made it hard to get around. Well, I slipped on a bank with my dog and hurt my shoulder. I'm a mess. So anyways, I didn't feel like driving much. So I'm in Endicott, New York. One of my favorite places to record trains. You can see the tracks behind me, the Southern Tier, Norfolk Southern Line. So I thought, you know what? I've been asked a few times about equipment I have when I go Railfan and make train videos. And I thought, you know what? I'll do a video showing you all the stuff I carry. And I don't realize how much crap I carry with me, but I've accumulated it through the years. So, well, first off, I'll show you the tripod that my camera's on right now. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're getting into rail for any kind of photography, tripod, tripod, tripod. If you're not sure, tripod. It's amazing how much better your setup will be with a tripod, because when you put the camera on a tripod, a steady object, you can concentrate more on where things are going to come and go and angles and what have you. And it's just better composition, I think anyways. And I'm not a semi-professional photographer back in the film days. I used to do sports photography, but so that's where some of my gear has come from. I was never into video until I started, the YouTube channel. But I'll show you the tripod that I mostly use when I'm out Railfanning. All right, so here we have my workhorse. It's a pretty heavy-duty tripod. It's got some good weight, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to buy the heaviest tripod you can get your hands on, because the heavier, the more stable. And this is the Slick Universal U-212. This thing must be at least 30 years old. And like I said, this is the one I use all the time. And I put on a ball head from here to here. And I prefer a ball head over a pan head. This is my lightweight tripod. This is a pan head, turns it. I really don't like that, especially I don't like this piece sticking out. So this with a ball, you can turn it all over the place real quick. And you can lock it in place. You can lock the whole mechanism spinning in place. Plus with this tripod, you have this collar that locks the up and down in place. Which I always lock it in place because it makes everything a lot more rock solid and stable. And this has plates, as you see on here. Let's see if I can take it off without. It's quick change. You see these little plates. And you can buy extra plates. And this is just a cell phone holder. You screw on the plate, and it has another hole in it so you can screw on. Like I'll show you my monopod, it has a different plate. I can screw it to this one, without having to remove it. And this is a fantastic tripod because it has so much adjustment. Most of them have, you can adjust the legs up and down, which you should do if you're on uneven surfaces, get it nice and square. But with this one, if you loosen this knob, you can actually take this leg and almost make it vertical. So this one, you can change the leg in all different types of angles, depending where you are, which can be very handy at times. And then we'll go on to this is my lightweight one. This thing weighs nothing. It's aluminum. It's not very complex. It wasn't very expensive. I use this 99% of the time in my train room when I'm showing you my model train videos. It's not real versatile, but it works. It makes things stable. I almost never take it in the field with me, unless I decide to use the GoPro, which I almost never use anyways, and I lower it down low, because this thing is so. That's the thing with a lightweight. Wind hits that, See, a heavier one doesn't move too much. All right, next up I have, it's called a monopod. Same kind of steel as a tripod, except it has one leg. You just extend it out. Let me back up. The problem is I get it too far away from the mic, but and there it is, right there. And you take your mount. It's got a little trigger right here. This little trigger gives you about a quick, about 6 or 7 inch adjustment. And this is handy in situations where you don't want the clutter of the tripod, or if you're like a lot of people, you'll be tripping over a tripod or someone tripping on yours. And you can, it does stabilize. You know what I'm saying? I try using the train show, and I like to travel as light as possible to show because I'm buying stuff too, and I don't like carrying anything. But it is a great little tool, and this has the quick release plate that I was telling you about. And there's your little screw mount. Like I said, the other plate, I can screw this right to the bottom of the other plate. So that's handy. You just have this little trigger. You flick it over, see? Locks it in place. And you can swivel it by turning this. Or if you want to swivel, you can do that. I used to use this a lot when I used to shoot bicycle races. I used to be a bicycle racer in a different lifetime, another lifetime. But I also shot bicycle races. And when you're traveling and chasing a bike race that's going, maybe going over from 10 miles an hour to 40, you know, you want to jump out of a vehicle quick, and so it's a great action device. Like I said, for trains, usually you're set up, wait for the train. So I don't use this one that often, but it's handy to have. And like I said, through the years, I collected various tripods. There's one I wanted to show you. I cannot find it. It's actually like a plastic C-clamp with a mount on top, and you can clamp it to like a post. And then in the handle, you twist a little cap on the bottom, and it opens up, and there's 2 little metal rods you screw in, and it makes a little teeny tripod. I can't remember what the brand is. I'll find it someday when I'm not looking for it. But I also have, here's one I have. The legs come out the bottom. It's a little mini tripod. And you know, this isn't too bad when you're filming like a train layout, or a, you know, if you want to put it on top of your car or something. Plus also, if you put the legs away, to use this, it gives you a nice solid handle. You're holding, you know, like I said, I mostly use a cell phone. I have a digital camera, I have a GoPro. Almost never use them because I just like shooting on stuff on my cell phone, uploading it to the program on the phone, bing, bang, boom, it's on YouTube. Yeah, I'm lazy. Like this would mount on here, and it makes for a nice, stable handle. Ask my buddy Joe, he was using it a few weeks ago. Loved it. And then I have a flex tripod. There's probably a name for this. And kind of like a spider-looking thing. And the legs just bend. You can bend this to all kinds of shapes. And it has a little plate on the top you unscrew. Come on. This slides out, you push the button. That slides out. Once again, that'll screw into that one plate that I always have on my phone holders. This is great for the car frame. You're sitting in the car, you put this here, you put one of these down, bend it. This one down around the body, the outside window. It makes it pretty nice stable when the weather's crappy or it's 10 degrees out. That's when I use this one mostly, just to put it on my car door, you know, take the window down. But it is pretty handy at times. I've actually shot a lot of train videos with this one. Now let's talk about a few things you may not have thought about. Of course, in my back pocket, always have the scanner. Did that die? There we go. And I believe I turned it off. But one thing you want to always carry, keep in mind, cords. I have cords to charge my batteries for my scanner, my backup batteries for my camera. What else do I got cords? I don't know. Anything that takes rechargeable. Make sure you always have, I keep them all in the bag together. Boom. So if I need it, it's in the bag. Backup batteries. These are Tech 2. There's all kind of companies make these. Make sure you have the cords for these, because you're gonna need a cord to charge them and the cord to attach it to the phone. These are fantastic. When I've been to train shows and I'm there for 4 hours or something, especially like Amherst, or if you're taking a tourist run on a train and you're shooting tons, you may not realize that battery's gonna start depleting rather quickly. Carry 2 of these with you and you're not gonna worry about battery. And also, I even carry, I have an iWatch. This is a little mini charger. This thing pretty much lasts almost 40 hours, I think, or something like that, the new one. So, but as a backup, I do have, because there's been times where I've fallen asleep with this on and forget to charge it. So I have this with me so I can charge it quick. And here's something that you should always, always have with you. A microcloth. And when you get in your car to go film a train, clean your lenses. And if you don't think they're clean, clean them again. If you think they're clean, clean them again. And make sure you do both sides. So if I'm in selfie mode, so I want to clean there, and I want to clean the other side. You know, this has 3 lenses on my phone. And if you don't, I learned this the hard way. Some guy just watched me drove by a car. It's gonna look like you're shooting in a cloud bank. Because if you look at, I think my 2nd or 3rd video, I had a fingerprint in my lens and the sunlight hit it and it looked like I'm in a sunny cloud bank. So clean your lens and clean it through the day and carry this with you. If you're gonna be on a train ride, in a train show, have this handy. These are cheap, it's just a micro, this is my old Ray-Ban when I had sunglasses from 10 years ago. Always with me, always in the car. Clean your lens. So that's the 2 important things. Tripod, if all possible, and clean your lens. Do it even if you don't think you have to, clean your lens. Believe me, you'll be happy you did. Okay, now obviously, if you're going out, trains travel in all kinds of weather, whether it's snow, rain, sun. And one of the best things I ever got, I'm trying to hold an umbrella here. Let's see, I put the umbrella so it doesn't fall. I'm just trying not to bend down out of the frame. I got this last year, or was it last year? I don't know, I've had a video about this. This is a tripod umbrella. You see right there, there's a clamp. You just twist it, and that clamps on the neck of the tripod. You know, when you crank it up. And this thing is adjustable. And whoops. So there, and you can see, I'll back up. You can see it's not perfectly square. I hope you saw that. And that's so you can adjust it. You got the long side behind you, if it's pouring rain, but you don't want the umbrella in the frame. You know, on top of the camera, you don't want to see a blue edge. Once in a while, this will blow, you know, get in there, but it's multiple adjustable. It has a little push button. You can adjust it, and you can adjust it here at the clamp. It just locks into place. And even here's a button so you can turn it. Showing that really well. Like I said, you can turn it. And this is great for rain and sun. Like right now it's sunny. I shouldn't be on the sun. I already had my dermatologist yells at me all the time, and I already had my face burned off because of sun damage by the dermatologist. But yeah, rain, fantastic. Sun, fantastic too. The only issue with this is if you get into windy conditions and then you start getting, you know, this kind of thing on your camera. So it's one of those things you gotta know when to use it, when not to use it. But like I said, it's great, and it keeps the sun off your camera and putting, you know, sometimes you get a glare line on your lens. It's great for preventing that. Just make sure that, you know, see the tip? You wanna make sure it's out of frame when you hook it up. But you can also, nothing like an old-fashioned umbrella. This is a great umbrella. I got it at Home Depot. I think they're like At the time about this is like $5.99 or so. Maybe it's $9.99 now. Heavy duty. You can see, pretty good size. Once again, just hold it over. You know, I know this stuff may seem elementary, but you know, some people don't think about this stuff. Once again, and if it's the wind's blowing, you can hold on to it and it's not shaking the camera. So like I said, great to have, and it's, like I said, you want a big size umbrella so it's, you know, no rain if it's coming at an angle, hits your camera. Okay, and this is something you may have really not thought about, but I picked these up at Harbor Freight. I think they were $10, $12. They're emergency collapsible cones. I bought 2 of them. You may think, well, what do you need a cone for? Well, I've been on spots, like bridges over the tracks that are not really meant for pedestrians. I would not recommend being on a bridge that's 55 miles an hour with no shoulder. You're taking your, you know, you're risking your life. It's not worth it. But there was a bridge in Lyons, New York. And it's a little narrow. Actually, there's one down the line from here that goes over Endicott Creek. I've shot there before. So, you know how people drive these days. Let's be honest. So it fits your car easily. It's collapsible. There you go. 2 reflective bands. You put this down, you know, around you. And it's funny, people see a cone, they know something's going on. And it's a nice little inexpensive safety measure that you can have. Probably wouldn't hurt too if you had a safety vest if you're in the position also. And another thing, just as far as safety, I like having an out, is what I call it, when I railfan. And what I mean by that is, you got the railroad tracks right here. What if that train derailed? Odds are, probably you'll never see a derailment in your life, but it's happened. People caught on film. What do? Well, first of all, the best thing, the tracks right here, run 90 degrees away if you can. And always look for an out. Like where I am, there's a parking lot. If we turn this around, and I can run this way to the road and get out of this position real quick. And, you know, once again, you might think, well, what are the odds of something happening to you? Well, it's pretty remote, actually. But I was at a spot near Amsterdam, filming a train. No issue. 6 months later, where I was standing, there was a train derailed right where I was standing. So, you never know. And another thing is, and I've had this happen, always listen to the voice in your head. You know, sometimes we get a little paranoid about things, or if you're in an environment you're not used to, or a different town. But if you go somewhere, and there's just that feeling that I shouldn't be here, leave. I'm a big believer in that. I've been in a position where I went down a road that used to cross the tracks, I believe. But they got rid of the crossing and put a bridge over. So I go down this road. A cool spot if you're with a bunch of guys, I would say. And I'm like, I'm sitting there, like, you know what? You could easily set somebody up here. Somebody blocked the road up the hill, because it was off the road and it turned down. So somebody could block that road, and you know what? No one would ever see you, because this is the springtime, summertime, all full foliage, you know. I thought, I'm just not really comfortable. I don't know the area that well, and there's tons of garbage. So obviously people are here. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna move on. It wasn't the most fantastic spot I ever come across, so I thought, I'll move on.